So wait for few minutes. One, two. And tomorrow is final submission day for organic. I don't know how many of you submit. I don't have any. This pass, I don't know what happened. Okay, so it's 11:04 already. So let's start. So whenever you get any, like select any reference, first thing is like before environment pipeline works differently, normal prop modeling and other things works differently, organic works differently. So how environment pipeline works is like when you get a reference, first you identify all the modular pieces. Modular pieces are basically those pieces like you have one same piece, you repeat in a scene to create a bigger entire set or bigger piece or bigger shape and something to like make something out of that, like combining all those shapes together. So you need to identify those shapes, all the repetitive shapes and or whatever. You can just simply have to optimize your work process, reduce your workload, and identify what you can create once and repeat it again and again and create those things. So in this particular scene, let me select some color, some green, yellow, some color. Reduce the brush. So in this scene, if you like closely check, you can see this shape, this arched cylindrical shape, this shape is repeating. This shape and this shape, this all are exactly the same shape with same elements. Everything is same. There's no difference. Only difference is you can see there's one panel without light, one panel with light, one panel with this some like some cabin or something where you have all the shells and some all the machinery and all this part, and the rest you can see everything is exactly the same. That what does that mean? I have to create one of these parts, then I have to create one of these shape, this entire box, this machinery section without the shell or maybe with the shell. Without the, but I prefer without the shell. Then we'll create this. Then we'll create this light separately so that I'll create this light separately so that wherever I need it, I can place it there instead of creating everything manually. So I'll create this light separately, this box separately, and this arch, this tunnel shape separately, and then you have this flooring. You can see this flooring shape. Either you can create half or you can create this entire section. It as a one single piece, or you can create it separately, like two, three pieces, one, two, and three pieces, or one or two pieces, and then you can flip and assign. But that will increase a lot of tasks in your engine. So you can, if you want, you can just like keep it like one to one single piece and repeat it. That's totally fine. Then you have this shell, some gun shell, something. You can see exact same thing repeats here, here, and all these are like same thing. You can just simply create one nicely unwrap, texture it, and most of the like is modular pieces will have a unique texture sheet, separate texture sheet altogether, and it should not overlap with anything. Then we have this pipe going from one part or one end to another end, but these are basically again exactly same shape repeating from one part to another area. It's again tiny.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, one modular pieces should be only in one UV map, or we can keep two or
No,
three.
like try to keep it separate. Like one modular piece should have one texture sheet, so
Okay.
that you have better control over it.
Sir, if we have space in UV map,
If you have a space, you can be managed, but try to keep one.
okay, sir.
So because of course we can like this shell and this light, we can combine them and keep it one texture piece. That's totally acceptable. But try to keep like instead of like combining texture, instead of like keeping these two together and have it to 2K map, you can have a 1K map for this, 1K map for this.
Okay, sir.
So like that, you can optimize texture size very
Okay.
easily. And if you want, suppose you can, because if you have a separate texture, suppose I want a bigger texture for this shell, because this light is will be far and this will illuminate light, so nothing will be visible like much, like texture won't be visible. So what we can do, we can increase the texture only for this and keep it like 512, right? You can
Okay,
reduce the texture size, so you can optimize things. That's why try to keep it separate, so we can always optimize the texture or always optimize the model without affecting the other. Okay, so then we can see this basic blocking is correct. So all these parts we can create with this thing, this channel. We can do it very easily. Then we have another part. This is we can create together this pipe, this wire, and this loop we can create together, or we can say, keep this loop with the body, and this wire we can create separately and then align it here. So that is something can be done. It is the same thing, repeats the exact same thing, but in this particular set, what they have done is they have created this pipe straight, flat cylindrical straight pipe, and then they have used a spline modifier in Unreal to create all these pipes with the help of spline instead of creating everything manually. So that is something can be done in Unreal very easily. You can apply this to convert this into a spline, and with the help of spline, you can create this entire set. So for the sides, this thing I'll prefer to create this thing separately, and for rest of the things I'll create, because getting this shape like so quickly will be a bit tricky. But creating all this shape, like all these things, will be easy. Like this is like too much of variation, so that will be a bit tricky. Can be done, it's not like it cannot be done, definitely it can be done, but that is something we'll keep some few things separate, like this will keep separate, and for these parts we'll keep a spline model and like blueprint and create this thing. And all these cylinders, if we want, we can create, that is, these are all flat solid single state cylinders. So what we'll do, we'll create this entire set, and this thing, and we can just duplicate this thing. That's it, we won't do much of those things, and create that thing. So, and but initially you can see it's going almost straight, and then it suddenly bends. So what we have to do is we have to create three pieces. Like we have to plan. I'll just show you. Just show you this thing. How we, like whenever we are creating something which something bends, like something bending or something turning something. So that time we have to create three pieces. Like this, suppose. Oh, this, then there's a bend. So we have something like this. So what we have to do is we can create this shape with this very easily, but this bend cannot be created because the max you have FFD and all those bend modifiers, but in Unreal you don't have that modifier. So what you have to do is you have to this shape can be created with this one. You have to create this bend shape in this bend position itself. It will be another separate piece. So you got my point, right? This arch part one, this straight wala for straight thing, and for the bending part from where it's bending, like maybe 10-degree bend or 20-degree bend. So we can have a like maybe 10-degree bend. So we can create any kind of shape, like repeat, then bend it again. So we can create any kind of shape. That's like you understood, right? This is
Yes, sir.
okay. So, so it's basically for this you have to keep create at least one variation and two variation, with two different models. You can just modify the same model in Max and bend it slightly and keep it as a separate model, like a tunnel surface one, tunnel surface two, or underscore bend something. You can name it properly like that. Then this base, you can see this base thing and this thing are exactly same, but this base you can see the this bend is not much, but this is like quite bended. So instead of keeping like this, we can create it separately, one plane, two plane, two different surface, because here we have thickness, center here also we have thickness. So we'll create two variation of this. Then we have this turbine kind of motor kind of thing, one, two, and we have three, four. Same thing. This exact same thing. There's no difference. Same thing. Then we have these pipes are done. These pipes are done. These pipes are like will be part of this entire model only. Then all these pipes like variation, like multiple pipes. You can see this is a one single set. One single set. Same thing, same thing. This is this same thing. Then we have this one is, you can see we have this red pipe. It's a different model. This is same. This one is same, and these two are, this is the same thing. So one, two, and we have three, three variation. So we'll create three pipes, then shell four. Then we have a staircase. So staircase, I can show you the reference. You can see now we have a staircase where we have to create this one side. We can create all these pipes and this is entire staircase, and then we have this cave area. For cave area, let's see. Huh. There is a gate. This is something we have to create. We can create the entire thing, and if you zoom in, you can see this model is also, you can see this dirt and this dirt are exactly same. These are basically decal maps they have applied over this. So either we can create half and flip it, or you can create the entire door. That is fine.
Sir,
Yes.
uh, for this gate, we need to create hyperlink.
High poly, as in for this kind of like a hard surface, we can smooth the edges in Max itself, and we apply turbo smooth. Then you can bake it. No need to create a ZBrush high poly. So
Okay, sir.
Maya Max high poly is enough.
Okay,
But for this cave, you can see for this cave we have to create a
sir.
ZBrush high poly
Okay, sir.
to get this rocky surface detail. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to get this kind of detail. This kind of rocky effect is very difficult to get it. And plus one more thing is there, this particular this pipe. For this pipe, you can see you have some like cloth, this bend and all. This is something they have created in ZBrush. They have added this folds and some dents and all this thing, and big, it was a flat straight cylinder, and then applied it and repeated everywhere. This is something can be done very easily. So first thing is we need to identify all the parts needed to we need to model. Then we have to model all those parts separately. Like we can do it in one single model, but we can do it in separate files also. That's totally fine. And initially when I start blocking out, I try to block out in one single file. Like I'll show you. I have a like basic blocking. I like tried, but I'll do it again. Don't worry. I'll show this entire thing. So I just added some, you can see bend, FFD, and all those things. So I just created one section. It's one side. It's, you can see it's not detailed. Nothing is there. I just added few of the things, and there like I can see this center passage is small. So I just tested it out. So I imported that thing into Unreal also. I checked it. So I like basic structure wise correct. Only thing is few things is like problem, like this center. this distance should be like more, plus this width of the tunnel should be slightly like have to increase. So all those things I need to fix. So I'll just start blocking out this entire scene. So I just compiled everything in my pure ref, all the references I had, plus my blocking out this marking. I planned everything here and kept it here. Then I'll just simply start my blocking. And you can see, if you you can see this model, most of the shapes are quite simple. It's not very complicated model, right? You can see it's very simple, not very complicated. You can create everything, and right now you have like 7 8 like models only to create. If you so you have enough amount of polygons, you can increase the poly count and make it like decently for like smooth, and like not no turbo smooth, but decently smooth, so that everything looks nice and clean. Like all these curves should look curved. So those things we have to do. So I'll start with this blocking mode.
Sir,
Yes.
you said today you will teach how to install Megascan and that
Okay. Okay. So if you
Pixel.
don't have if you don't like Megascan Bridge, like Megascan Quixel is a standalone software. That is something just to double click and install it, right? That is so clear, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's I know.
That is, So
Hmm.
Quixel Bridge. So install Quixel Bridge. It's again a standalone software, but how to install the plugin? So
Hmm.
open your Quixel Bridge. Open and make sure you connect to internet. So login, logged in. So and then log in with your Epic account. Don't log in with your Google or some other account. Log in with your Epic account. That is something. Make sure do that. Make sure to do that. It should be your Epic account, not your Google account or some other account. It should be your Epic account. Otherwise, you have to pay for Quicksell. With Epic, it's free. So once you're done with this, like once you're like logged in, make sure it's with Epic and everything is working. Browse through all those things are available. Very nice. Now go and select any of the model, any of the like material, texture, or model, or anything. Anything, just select one. Then you can see, if you go to download setting, nothing is there because right now you haven't downloaded anything. Until and unless you download anything, you cannot install the plugin. So first thing first, you have to download any of the asset. So right now my default setting is at 4K. If you want, you can change it to 2K, 8K, 4K, anything. You can, or you can just simply go to global setting and change it to 2K. So it will modify for everything. So that is something can be done very easily. Then select all the maps, whatever you want to download. Whenever you click download, or every time, you can manually select and download it. That's totally fine. Then like download this. Download any one of the model or material or texture. Just download any one of them. Once it's downloaded, you can see instantly, you can see this one more new tab is exposed. Previously it was not activated, it was not visible. Now moment you download, you can see export setting. Go to your export setting. Under export, you have to select Unreal Engine. There you have option for Max, Maya, Unity, Blender. So basically, you can export this texture or model directly to your Max also, or you can directly export to Unreal also. You can do both of those things. So and it will create a material and plus assign all the textures automatically. So make sure select this, then select the version of your engine. Suppose you're using 4.23. So make sure select the 4.23, 4.24. If whichever version you're using, make sure select that version. Suppose it's 4.25.1, but still you have to select 4.25. But that point 1.2 is not there. Just select the 4.25. Whatever right now I'm using 4.25 version. So select that version. Then this is most important thing where you are going to install it. This if you mess this up, it won't install. So pay really a great attention to this installation folder. This should be inside your Unreal, wherever is Unreal is installed. Because in my system, my Unreal is in E drive, not in C drive. So I have to browse to Unreal. Like if I go to Unreal, then I have this Unreal Engine, inside Unreal Engine 4.25, then Unreal Engine, then I have a plugins folder inside this. So make sure wherever is your Unreal is installed, not your Epic installer, your Unreal Engine dump, wherever it is. If you're not sure where it is, what you can do, go to your like you will have a desktop, there's a shortcut, right? So you can just simply right click on that and sorry, right click, go open location and check the location. Like wherever you have the location, check the location and copy that location and go to your plugin folder. So assign the plugin folders. This is something, make sure wherever your Unreal Engine is installed, inside that there's a Unreal Engine version. Select the exact correct version, and then inside engine there's a plugin folder. Select that plugin. The moment you select it, it will show you installing plugin. Because in my system it's already installed, and no need to select any project location. Don't worry about this. This is only for suppose you want to export something to some specific folder or a specific project, then only you can select this, so it will always export to that project only. Otherwise by default, whatever you export it from here, it will come to any open this thing, project. Like suppose I open my project, just give me a second. Open any of the project, I open a like small project, so that then I can show you this thing very quickly. So right now I haven't selected any project. So anything is open in Unreal, any project, like any be it in any project, it automatically all the materials and everything will be imported into that particular project. It's open. So you can see it opened already. So there are one more thing is there in Megascan. The moment and make sure when you're installing it, if Unreal is closed, Unreal is not on. So close your Unreal, then install your plugin, then open it. Then if you open it, you will see this green icon. If you can't see, that means if any of the step is wrong, you did something wrong. That's what's not visible here. So click on this. If you click on this M icon, this Megascan icon, it will ask you for, or it will give you all the options. Suppose you want to auto like enable your LODs, you can keep it, or you can just simply switch it off. Or you can just suppose you want to like all these options are by default there. You Unreal have foliage, or Megascan have foliage and all. So if you import any foliage, by default it will switch to foliage paint mode, so that you can directly paint the foliage. Then by default all the material, everything is none here, nothing is there. So you can just simply create. So I'll just show you, I just import one material, I'll show that. Okay, so by default, so just keep, you can see there's no Megascan folder, nothing is there. So I go to bridge and I click on export. Export to engine, export to engine, successful. Go to Unreal. So you can see it's importing, it's showing this pop-up importing. So it's all automated. It makes your life way easier and everything becomes really faster, and you can import things and normal, you can see it will update everything. You can see now, you can see a Megascan folder, surface, and under surface you have this texture, because this texture is wherever if you see new surface, it was a surface texture. So it automatically created a surface folder inside that, rough rock 2 by 2 m, that exact same name, and it created a material as well. If you double click and open it, You can see you have so many parameters are already there. Everything is already pre-created. Everything is ready. So you just simply have to adjust whatever according to your scene. Like suppose it's show this thing. Become very easy to understand. I'll take a new level. Minimize, okay. Default. So I have this box. So I can simply drag, drop this material. Just give me a minute. Load. Why is it taking so long? So you can see instantly you can see the material. Everything is here. It's applied. So it's already ready. And you can just if you want to modify few things, you can go like normal. You can see normal strength. You can increase, decrease, detail normal strength, increase detail because there's no detail normal. You can say oh it's there. Increase, decrease, override, modify it. All these parameters are already there. If you want, you can modify it. Then you have the roughness, specular, metallic. There's no metal, so no metallic. Then you have tiling. So under tiling, you can just simply XYZ. You have all these options. If you want to increase the tiling, you can increase, decrease the tiling, decrease zero point 0.1 by zero point 0.1. I just increase the time. See, so you can increase, decrease, style, create all these things. So all these modifiers is become very easy to create. So it basically by default create a material with instance. That is something what we usually manually change it. Manually create an instance and add all these modifier. And if I just open this master material, so let's see. So you can see master, but it's a basic material. All the text is directly connected to your this thing. So this styling and all these targets and everything is there. So you can just simply modify it very easily. So this is something, don't modify it. You can just simply create and modify your textures and everything based on your requirement. So it becomes very easy. So you can just go and import and export anything, any material. So it will give you one this thing, surface modifier and all this material, textures and everything by default. So it makes your life way easy. And where is your this is your default this thing. And one more thing is there. Huh. Like suppose you want to enable displacement, you can enable it here. So it will create a separate material for displacement. Or suppose you want to like mix two this thing, like blend material. Blend is basically if you want to combine two materials, two textures together. So you have to select two materials. Okay, that's not complicated test. Just like initially let's try this. It works perfectly, then it's fine. Then we can do few more things here as well, modify things and change things as well. We can assign our own master material also here. It's a 3D master, like 3D model file, surface and plants. Three different files. You can assign any of them and then modify things and create things. So it becomes quite easy. That's like it's clear, like it's very simple. Create it, export it, and you're done. So you that time of like create texture, convert them, export them, then like create a new material and assign new materials and like all those things becomes very easy. So that is something you can do it very easily. So half of your task becomes very like life basically same. half hour time you can do it, half hour things you can do it very easily. Don't see. Okay. So just try this thing out. So if doesn't work, tell me. I'll uninstall my bridge and reinstall it and show you how to do it. If it doesn't work, just follow the step. Make sure select the correct plugin and correct folder and version of the engine and install it. That's it. It's like very simple, direct. But this folder location is important. If it doesn't work, it won't work. So make sure it's worked perfectly. This will give the correct path. Okay. Now we have our this scene. Where is my scene? Okay, great. So first thing first, like initially, if you just see this environment, you can clearly see it's a cylinder, a cylindrical shape. That's clearly visible. So I'll keep it side. I'll take a cylinder, angle 90, 90-degree angle. Yes, like just simply move it. And for Unreal, do not modify your unit because you can convert the texture unit in Unreal while importing. So make sure don't. Okay, front. I need to front. I just change the angle. Okay. So I have created this thing, and you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to snap this point to this surface. So I'm just randomly clicking it. Now right click, convert to poly. Then I have polygons. I can select this polygon, delete this polygon, delete. So I have a nice clean cylinder. And just press F4 and check all the loops. So these in between loops are not required, but let's see. If required, I can keep it, or if I don't need it, I can simply remove it. Okay. Now, first thing first is my scene is from inside. So right now my normals are from it's facing outside. So what I have to do is select the model and flip it. So normals are flipped. Now my model is visible from inside. This is, I guess, you all of you know already. And delete the base. This base is deleted. Everything is done. And I can delete half, or maybe less than half, because we have that grill, that neck thing, mesh thing is going on. Then reduce the scale because as per my reference, they are not very wide. Now this is my basic structure. So for this, like what I'll do is, so I'll just simply block out. First thing first is I'll create this border, this edge, this ring. Or I can simply directly scale and you could do it. That's also fine. And this thickness, and is double check this from this angle. This is not this is not very thick, like it's like bit shallow. So I just reduce it, or I should have just simply scaled thickness. And like if I want to use extrude, I can use that also. That will, extrude works perfectly basically. So if you use this, that will create a nice clean shape, and based on your normal direction, it will create this nice loop. Okay. So I'm just, you can see I'm just creating one side. I'm not working on the both the sides. So for this, I'll try to create most of the things in my model itself. Initially, I'll create this entire section together, but in later stage, I'll split this border from this surface. Now we have this, and then we have, give me a second, this surface. But if I zoom in properly, you can see this. There's an angle. That means it's going down like this. Then it's straight. So the surface distance I want, based on that, I'll create this. Double click and move it. These two almost same size. This is way too thick. What I'll do, I'll delete it. One more thing to do is split this thing from this part, detach it, detach, keep it separate. We have, there is no extrude option. Extrude in plus. This looks fine. If you want, I can add segments also. That's not required now. Thickness, and then extrude one more time. This time in minus. I just added a minus in front of that, so our thickness and distance will be exact. Okay. And this border is straight. Make it straight, and then this and this I want to bridge. So it won't bridge. Reason being, it's not a quad. So what I'll do is, for this kind of, there are multiple ways to do it. So you can just simply add a cut, or you can just simply add this thing, add slice or anything, and then combine it. You can do that very easily. So usually I prefer to add a vertex and then snap it. It will snap. Right click and check vertex snap is on. Snap it with this and this one with this corner. White. Okay, anyways, select these two, weld, make sure everything is weld perfectly. Then now you can just simply cap it. Let's select the border. You have cap. It's not welded or what? isolate. You can make sure everything is correct. Select, should be correct. So I'm trying to create everything in symmetry. So I'll flip it and make it symmetry also. Now you simply create two cylinders, front perspective. No need to add any details, just block out, just add the cylinders, and then we'll import this file into Unreal and check if it looks fine or not. Block out 155, then we have one more 50. Yes, based on this, I need to change the width slightly. It's a little bit elongated. Perfectly circle. Or maybe get this. Then we have a bigger one here. You can see I'm just simply duplicating the cylinders. I'm not adding any detail to anything. Just simply blocking out the shape and surface. Somewhere here. Yes. Bigger pipe.
So
Yes.
after this, can I show my reference which I have selected?
Mail me.
Okay.
Mail me your references. So like whoever is changing this, so mail me references. Then we'll discuss that. So just basic block out, please everything, and for this also. There's something I can do it with a snap also. I can switch on my vertex snap. That will be like much easier to do it. This one is fine. Vertex snap is on. Snap. Perfectly. There's a definition. Okay, that's fine. Top view. I'll go and check. My everything looks fine. Create edge over vertices. Switch of vertices. Align them together. Front view or perspective view. So, like this, I can block out and add little bit of details. Maybe the frames, like some this grill, this frame, and all. Some amount of this pipes and all. Little bit of all these grooves in pipe, and then I'll import that into Unreal and check the basic setup is looks fine or not. Like initially for that, what I'll do, I'll just like duplicate this thing, symmetry it, and duplicate this thing multiple times, and use a bend and import in my scene and check if it looks fine, weight wise or anything wise looks fine. Then I'll just simply start working on that, working on that, and then we. So like what whichever is your scene, first what you can do, send me the reference, and
Sir,
then we can just simply break the thing.
sir,
Like
I have sent you.
okay, based on that you can just simply like create this thing, like create a breakup of your scene. So,
Sir, I have some doubts in that.
downloading. Tell me.
Sir, not this one, that box. Create something. Create kind of things. I will. This one. Sir,
Hmm.
you said that in environment one, you can take one box and then you can do it in substance. In environment two, I need to take it this box, small boxes. I need to make that triangle, rectangle shape, everything separate, or I need to want to be
Both
in substance.
both can be done. Like it, the thing is, if you create one crate and then like there I can see one these two are same. This is
Yeah,
different, right?
mm, yeah,
So if you create one version of this and second version of this, it
mm,
works perfectly. But
mm,
like highly optimized game, they usually see this texture looks almost similar. What they
yeah,
do, they create one this one of the plant and then duplicate, and create a shape in Unreal. But it
okay,
takes a
sir.
lot of time. So
Yeah,
best thing will be there. You can create one this shape for full in max and one
okay, sir.
of this shape full in max.
Okay, sir. Sir, and then I have doubt. If I create one box like this,
Hmm.
for this one box, I need to keep one UV map.
Yes.
Sir, if I have space, lots of space, can I?
But this kind of if you UV it properly, there won't be any space.
Okay,
This
sir.
kind of surface.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
if you have UV space, definitely can be merged with some other texture. That can be possible. But like that will like suppose you have like this kind of small props or
Yeah,
something. So
yeah.
those things you can definitely incorporate in that. So that's okay. but make sure that a model, like if you want to place it somewhere, so you cannot export those two models together, you have to export it separately. So
Yeah.
those things you have to keep in mind.
Okay, sir.
Like one, if you using one texture, you have to make only one material, you cannot just make multiple materials and then create separate texture altogether. So yes, so you can mix it. It's fine. Like if you have like better resolution, you can combine two boxes together, and like that you can do it. All the alpha, all these are all decal maps. So if these are equal alpha, you can just use alpha the multiple decal maps.
Okay.
That can be done. And if you have a walkthrough, download this looks fine. You can do it.
Yeah, I
If you
have
have
the games. I
So
have
you have
games.
the game. So
Yeah.
record a walkthrough, so that will be easy for you to understand,
Okay,
like
sir.
distance and create. Like always you cannot go back to game and check it every time.
Okay.
Record a walkthrough and then use it for reference and create the entire setup. Like
Okay.
don't need to create details. Just apply boxes, create boxes, and like just lay out it first.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll see you guys
Sir,
tomorrow and just block out everything. This thing,
this
like reference.
reference is
Yes, tell
fine.
me.
This reference is fine.
This is fine.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what about the Gear of 4? You have sent the
Gears
reference,
of War is very nice.
but it will take the time. I think it will sufficient.
No, it's you have to you have to work like whatever reference you are taking. Depending on that, you have to work hard on the basis of that. So
But
like you're taking Gears of War, so in Gears of War the textures are really high detailed, and models also like few of the parts are really high detailed. So maybe like for few parts you might have to create a high poly also. So that those things you need to consider. So whatever you are planning, show me that reference, and we can discuss and plan it out. Like
Sir,
if you can eliminate few parts. Yes.
sir, for 1 day or 2 day, can you explain that substance with uh, like paint peel? They are using some new tools in substance.
Which new tool? What new tools are you using?
That for pay, paint peel, there is
So
one tool.
how the paint feel, it generates everything, so it's can be done. So first you model your model. Once you reach your texturing stage, I'll explain substance once again. No
Okay.
problem. Okay. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow and same time. And submit your organic thing. Tomorrow is the last date.